Welcome, everyone, to Pinfalls and Passports. For those who don't already know, this is a podcast for people just like you, those who love the sport of professional wrestling, and for our members of our WWE Travel Community Discord server to keep us entertained and engaged during the year leading up to WrestleMania 42 in Las Vegas and among many other events as well, because we're starting to notice an uptick in other promotions being, popular and people attending. But anyways, each episode will feature a variety of server lore, hilarious and jaw-dropping stories, news, information, WrestleMania, Vegas travel tips, and a crazy cast of amazing characters that make up our travel community. If you're not a member of our travel community, come join one of the fastest growing pro wrestling community online. You can find our Discord invite here in the podcast bio. And don't forget to subscribe and keep up with the podcast for all up-to-date stuff. There's so much to talk about. We are in a new year. And my name is Mira, and I am joined today by
the old dork chop.
Yes, and we have so much to discuss. We are in a new year, so happy new year to everyone. We are in 2026. The road to WrestleMania is on its way. The road to All In is on its way. The road to a lot of things is happening right now. So,
oh yeah, I'm pretty stoked. I mean, we got a lot to cover tonight, so buckle up, folks. It's gonna be we're in for a long one.
Yeah, this is a long one today, but it's gonna be full of a lot of events and a lot of updates from multiple promotions, events that are happening in Vegas, little travel tips, things like that. What do we have to kick it off?
So SmackDown is 3 whole hours long again. Hooray.
This past SmackDown wasn't so bad. So no, I'm not going to give them flack. I think the first month of this being 3 hours, it won't be so horrible. Now, can they sustain that? That's going to be the true test.
I think that they're going to be able to sustain it through WrestleMania. It's that post-WrestleMania time that I'm worried about.
That's valid.
Yeah. So we had a couple of title changes over the break. Mm-hmm. We had Carmelo Hayes as your new U.S. champion. The Usos won the tag team titles, the world tag team titles. And, oh, yes, we'll get into the third one. Drew has revealed his chosen stipulations for the January 9th 3 Stages of Hell match after the home invasion angle. And he got so Cody cut a promo on him saying Drew reeks of envy, which I was like, okay.
I don't know. This whole thing has to end, and the only way this should end is Drew McIntyre with the belt. Is it going to happen? I don't know.
I mean, we're going to get a wrestling match, a Falls Count Anywhere match, and a steel cage match out of this 3 Stages of Hell. And, of course, Drew with the killer line of, when I send you to hell, say hi to your daddy for me.
That was kind of fucked up. But, fucked up. But, I see why. I know I was hoping they did a different match, right? Rather than like your standard wrestling match. But traditionally, those have been the 3 types of matches for 3 Stages of Hell. So, I mean, I'm here for it. It's going to be entertaining. I think I actually watched the Triple H and was it Shawn Michaels 3 Stages of Hell?
Oh, with the ladder match at the end of the Armageddon in 2002.
Yes. So I watched that one not that long ago. I said, I hope it's like this. I really hope it's like this.
I hope so too, for all of our sake.
So I'm excited for the match.
I am excited for it as well. I think, unfortunately, Cody is going to retain. Sorry, Mira.
Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that. And I love Cody, by the way. I'm wearing a Cody shirt. I'm a big Cody fan, so I'm not trying to, switch sides. I just think he does better on the chase. That's all.
And I agree with that. I mean, you could have him go into the Rumble and win a 3rd time. We could do that and have him chase Drew for the title, but we've already gotten teases of Randy coming after Cody next. So I think they did the 3 Stages of Hell match to give Drew a win in this feud, a pinfall win over Cody in this feud. But to be fair, I think Cody is going to win this match. Speaking of feuds that have gone on too long, did you know that Aleister Black and Damian Priest had an ambulance match this week? And I hope it's finally over.
I did see it. I actually enjoyed that match a lot. I think that match had a lot of good spots in it. One
Yes.
that I was curious about, I thought Damien was going to do like a big slam off of the ambulance onto the structure that they had, but I think he did it in a safer manner. He just pushed him off. I think that was way safer than
Yeah.
him actually doing the slam because I'm like, this could have ended a lot of ways. So
Yeah.
some people were like, I don't really like it, but I'm like, no, it was really safe. I know Alistair, he's had some injuries in the past, so maybe that was just like the safest way. So that was fine with me.
Yeah. I mean, I thought for a second when they went on top of the ambulance, he was going to Falcon Arrow him down
Yes,
there,
yes.
like he did with Bad Bunny. And I was like, oh, God, no, this is going to end badly for both of them. But it only ended badly for Alistair, and the match is over. Hopefully the feud is over, and we can all move on to bigger and better things. I was actually disappointed that Rhea was in the ambulance and not Lola Vice.
Same.
You know, if you're gonna bring real life significant others into this, why not? You know, but it looks like it's over, and so is 2025. But Miz is still bitching about it, and he's bitching about. Wait, should I say his name?
Yeah.
Joe Hendry.
Say his name and he appeared. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he brought back the tiny balls chant. Like, come on, Joe, we're better than this. We're better than this. So please don't mention Miz's tiny balls again. And then Miz called himself a locker room leader, which promptly brought out Randy Orton of all people, who hasn't been seen in months, and he promptly RKO'd Miz twice. I mean, like, picked him up the second time and was like, Happy New Year, Miz. Wham.
That's valid. That's valid. It's a valid
It was a
response.
fun little spot. Yeah. But Miz calling himself a locker room leader was a little funny, especially considering his past with getting kicked out of the locker room.
Yeah, and I feel like people don't like. I feel like he doesn't get the credit he deserves because he is a two-time Grand Slam champion. He has a lot of knowledge, but I feel like a lot of people don't take him as serious as like a Randy or a Cena or a Cody, even like And it's kind of fucked, but Miz has been there for over 20 years, so
Yeah.
he's at the tail end of his career. We all know that, but I think he's done really well for himself. And he sustained it because he's able to talk on the mic. That's his biggest asset, is his mouth.
Yep.
I think that's like his biggest asset, honestly. But I mean, do we see Miz honestly retiring or getting like a producer role or a PC type role soon? I can see it happening, honestly.
I think it'll be more of a PR role, like a
Yeah.
Titus O'Neil kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because you need somebody to go at 5 a.m. and plug the latest show on a
That's
local
true.
radio station. He's there.
And he'll do it. So, yep. Yeah. No, I can see
Yeah.
that too.
8-women tag action. I'm not, it really was a great showcase for all the ladies here, especially Lash. Lash is getting the chance to shine.
That's my girl. I'm so happy. I'm so happy she's there. I'm so happy she's on the main roster. She needed this a lot.
But it built momentum towards Kyrie towards Io and Rhea.
Rhea.
Whoa, that was a big slip up. Rhea and Io going towards their Monday night title match.
Yep.
We'll get into that. Chelsea wanted out of her match with Julia. Aldis said no. And then it led to, oh my God, Julia won back the U.S. title.
So she's now a two-time U.S. champ.
Yeah,
I'm underwhelmed, but sure. We'll see what they do in 2026.
I'm personally hoping that they get this feud right, or this reign right, because quite frankly, she deserved better with her first run with the belt, and they did nothing with her. And quite frankly, I'm a little skeptical that they will get this right. So please,
Same.
yes,
Same.
do right by Julia.
I'm very scared. I'm hopeful, but I'm very scared because if this doesn't get done right, what does that mean for her?
Yeah.
Julia has a lot of impact. She was been on the international scene. We know, like, even if you've heard of her name, if you've seen a clip on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, like, you know what she can do. So the fact that she wasn't being booked like how I know she can and she has been booked is kind of not kind of, is very disheartening. So I'm really hoping
Yeah.
the second reign is way better.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for too. And to be fair, they did make her look like a dominant beast in this match.
That is true. They did.
They made her look very dominant over Chelsea Green.
But she had no pop. But that, I feel like that's going to come over time then. So
I hope so.
I'll be
I
a little
really hope so.
patient.
Hey, did you hear Kit Wilson's new theme?
Yes, I love it. Okay, Kit Wilson is getting over on his own, and I love that.
Wilson.
And I love that for him. And I think when his tag partner does come back, this might have some ups and downs. They may do that type of feud, but I'm very excited for Kit right now. I love this for him.
So were you excited to see his opponent be not Zack Ryder, but Matt Cardona?
Yes, he has officially been signed. He is back in WWE. I'm very happy for him. I know this is where he always wanted to be. This, like, he did everything on the indies. He was the indie god. He went to any promotion. He always wrestled. He was always on the grind. So I know this is where he wanted to be. He took that similar path like Cody did ultimately, and just like work on his craft. So I'm happy he's back. I don't know where you place him. I'm going to say still the mid card, but he does have some potential to sneak up into that upper card if it booked properly.
Yeah, he could be a good mid-card challenger at this point. I don't know if you do it right away, although, you know, Mello is going to bring back the open challenges, but he had to get through Johnny Gargano first. Segue. So we do have a new United States champion, and the open challenge is back on after he defeated Johnny Gargano on Friday night, and I'm excited for that. I mean, it's nice to see Mello get a run with the U.S. title. It's about time they put a belt on him.
Mello is I give him so he can be like considered like a light heavyweight and like a cruiserweight. And he has so much athleticism that when he does have these open challenges, even like the Gargano match, it was very action packed. Like they just mesh well together. Even his Ilya match, they just mesh really well together. So I feel like him having these open challenges is going to help SmackDown sustain the viewership as well. So I think this helps, you know, TKO, and this also helps him getting over with other fans that may have not taken an interest in him. So I'm very excited to see.
Yeah. Speaking of things you're taking an interest in, are you taking an interest in the Wyatts versus the MFT?
No, I'm not. Not even going to lie. And I love Solo. Solo just needs to be on his own.
Solo needs to be solo.
Yes.
Yeah, he needs to lose the rest of the MFTs. I agree. I mean, Tama Tonga does nothing for me. Tama Tonga needs to be on his own.
Yes.
Tonga Loa can go botch somewhere else. And I am very whelmed by Jeff Cobb. Or JC Mateo, whatever you call him.
I'm just like, okay.
And then, of course, the Wyatt Six. Yeah, they have the tag belts. I'm very, you know, it was a great nostalgia pop, and we all felt sentimental.
But how do we go from defending the SmackDown titles on a weekly basis or bi-weekly basis to the Wyatt Six is holding them captives?
Yeah, I know. I mean, how long? I can't remember the last time they defended the tag belts, and I hope it's leading towards a defense of the tag belts against the MFTs at some point. And I mean, I even would support the MFTs winning the tag belts if it meant that we get them on TV all the time.
Like, I'm just confused. I'm like, you give it to the Wyatt Six, but then you don't put them on TV. So what was the point? You could have kept it on the Street Profits. Where are they at? Where you could have gave them to Ciampa and Gargano. Like, what are we doing? You know, the bald man, that bald man. He's going to ruin it.
Road Dogg.
Well, yeah, him, Triple H, all of them.
Those bald bastards. Yeah. So we had a few call-ups too, and one of them was Trick Willie. Trick Willie came out and interrupted Sami Zayn, and Sami said he's going to humble him, which I don't know.
We'll see.
Yeah. But Trick then scored himself a match with Rey Fenix next week, which will mark his SmackDown debut. And I think Trick's going to handle that one rather easily.
Yes. Every time I hear the name Trick Williams, I just hear whoop that trick in my head and I just get happy. He was in his all white, he was in his lemon pepper steppers. He just
Yeah.
looked good coming out on SmackDown. It just
He
made
had
me
aura.
happy. He has the look. He's athletic. He's worked on his craft in NXT. And if they fumble him, I'm going to Levesque's house. I'm going to be really upset. I'm just very excited to see him on the main roster. I've been a Trick fan since NXT. I'm just excited to see how this goes for him.
I'm excited too. I mean, like that whoop that trick chant was loud on Friday night. It was loud. And so he was instantly over. I think he's going to go very far, very fast.
Yep.
You know, another call up, Jordan Grace shared a moment with Jade Cargill. And I wonder where they're going to go with that, because Jade hasn't had any quality challengers. And to be fair, they're all busy in the tag team division.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. So Trick is signed to SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
We have some other stuff we'll talk about later. I think Jordan should land up on SmackDown, in my honest opinion. So I'm here for it.
Yeah, I'm here for it too, because again, Jade needs quality challengers.
Yep.
And then we got another call up, although I don't know which brand he's going to be on. Really quick, we got an Oba vignette, but we also got one on Raw. So I don't know where he's going to land. Is it going to be Raw? Is it going to be SmackDown?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you right now, wherever he lands up, they're going to push him really hard.
Yeah, I'm excited. I could see on either brand, honestly. He could be on Raw, he could be on SmackDown, he can go wherever. So I'm excited to see where he does end up. It could even be after the Rumble we find out where he ends up, you know? So so we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, because the door is left wide open after what happened on Tuesday. We're getting to it.
Yep.
Got a lot of questions about Tuesday, for God's sakes. But so Monday, we had the Netflix anniversary episode of Raw, which was like a Stranger Things themed birthday party. And I mean,
that's the best way to describe it. That's the best way.
They didn't have any of the cast. They didn't have Vecna coming out through the door or anything like that.
But they had a belt. The belt was nice. Whoever designed that belt.
It was a really cool belt. I'll give it that. I will also give it that I got sick of hearing Cole and Graves mention that it was a Stranger Things episode of Raw, and we've gone to the Upside Down. And you know, I love Stranger Things. I loved the final season. I loved the final episode. It was great, but you know, you're a little too late on this one.
Yeah. Also, I'm just like, there was plenty of opportunities to have talent like Finn Balor. You know, he has his alter ego, the Demon.
Right.
That could have been something to play on. And I know they did a poster or something about it, but that was pretty much it. You had Rhea, like, you know, and I know she was featured on the show, but like she has her, you know, alter ego or like what she can switch on. So I was expecting a little bit more out of the Stranger Things. Alexa, exactly. Like there's so many people that had that alter ego and stuff. So I don't know.
Yeah, and then like I said, they had none of the cast there. I mean, you could have at least had Finn Wolfhard. Or Caleb McLaughlin. You know, I'm just throwing names out there.
I don't know. It just felt like it was something to do so TKO can get a check with Netflix just to show we're partners. This is our partnership. That's all it is.
It was cheap pops like Mick Foley.
Yep.
Yeah, but Rhea and Io kicked off the episode taking on Asuka and Kairi for the tag team titles, and it was. Dude, this is a banger. I'm telling you right now, I was thoroughly sports entertained by this match.
I did enjoy this match a lot. Knew the outcome of this, but I was very entertained by it.
Yeah, I mean, it was obvious they were going with Rhea and Io winning the tag team titles because they're eventually going to split up and feud, right? Because that's all they, you know, when they throw together teams like this, that's all they live for is that moment when they break up.
See, and I feel like this has to have that type of payoff, but I don't know if we're going to get it. We just have to be patient with this because it could go either way. It could be, no, they just stay friends. They, you know, they go their separate ways, or it could be like, you know, they break up is really bad, that type of thing. So I'm here for either one, but we'll see. We'll see how they.
Yeah, and you mentioned payoffs. I'm really hoping that this Gunther and AJ Styles thing pays off well. Gunther came out, did his usual. I made John Cena tap out like a little beep over and over again, and then finally AJ Styles comes out and slaps him right in the mouth.
Now, this is where I have a problem with this at. Since he's retired, Cena, almost a month at this point,
Right.
he's been doing the same thing every week, right?
Yeah,
We
it's like
haven't
they're
really
stalling.
seen him. We haven't seen him in action. We haven't seen him really do much except say he made him tap out like a bee. He's, he repeats it over and over again. But then
Right.
AJ Styles slaps you in the face.
And he does nothing about it.
And you do nothing. You say you want a match. You're holding your composure. Why?
No, he should have snapped and beaten the shit out of him.
Exactly. Why? Why hold your composure to ask for a match? So I'm like, are we going to lose this momentum? Like, obviously, his hate is always going to be there, right? Overseas next week or even this week. So
Yeah.
this match will be in front of an international crowd. So there's going to be that pop regardless. But what are we doing with Gunther? This is what I need to understand. Is he supposed to win the Rumble? Is he supposed to just retire everybody? Or is he supposed to just be this destruction machine? What are we doing?
Right. I don't see any real direction for Gunther either. I think you have an opportunity to create a mega heel with nuclear heat, and you're fumbling it.
Yep.
Another fumble that happened Monday, Becky and Maxine. In my opinion, this was a bit of a fumble. The finish of the match, I don't have a problem with Becky regaining the Intercontinental title. I think one thing that was really evident was that Maxine has really worked hard and she has improved. I understand that you're going to make her drop the title so she can go on her honeymoon. That's fine. Don't make her look like an idiot in the process of doing that.
Yep. Because even when she comes back, what is she supposed to do? Is she going to be going after this IC title? But with Becky having the belt, it goes back to a feud that started September of 2025, which is going to be her and AJ at WrestleMania for this IC title, which I'm like, okay, so why did we have Becky drop it in the first place?
To draw things out, I don't know.
Like, what was the point? And AJ Lee, when are you coming to work?
No. I agree. Where is AJ? Put her on a milk carton.
And I know she's coming soon, but it's just like, I really wish Maxine was able to hold on to this title a little bit longer. I was starting to enjoy it a lot. We got the behind the scenes with her and, training and stuff. And I know she didn't have all the popularity going into this, but I think she gained a lot of fans from this. And
yes, she did.
In all honesty,
right here.
Same. And it's just like she's putting in the work. So let it have a payoff. And maybe she'll have another reign. I don't know. I'm not as optimistic, but if she does have another reign, maybe she'll, get higher in the card from it. I really don't know. I just don't want her to get lost in the shuffle. That's my only concern.
Yeah, and that's my concern too, is that she could probably get lost in the shuffle because we've got Rumble season coming up. Your big names are going to be out here. There's not much room in the title scene for somebody like Maxine.
In all honesty, did Becky and AJ really need a belt when they go into WrestleMania? Do they really need a belt? That's my only thing is that's another thing I'm thinking about. But it is what it is. It happened. Becky is now our new Women's Intercontinental Champion for the second time. Our history maker, Miss Becky Lynch. And she does well on the mic. So it's not even that I'm upset that she has the belt back. I'm more so with you. It's just like the finish of the match I wasn't a fan of.
No, I wasn't either. I mean, it was like, it just made Maxine look stupid. If you're going to, she released the hold, get out of the pin. Come on.
Yep.
Now, one thing I am excited for is that another call-up, Javon Evans is officially on Raw. They showed this in what is normally a U.S. commercial break segment. It was live to the crowd and live to those of us with a VPN. But the Bouncy Boy is now on Raw, and I was pretty stoked for that because he's got a lot of things he can showcase.
Why would they do this during a commercial break?
Don't know.
Go back to this bald man again. It seems go back to this bald man again. Because this should have been on bright television lights. He should have had his little interview. Like, I, I'm very happy for him, though. He's going to do great things. He's really young. I do have some concern because I'm like, is he going to get lost in the shuffle, or is he going to be one of those stars in everything? Is he going to be going after the world title? Is he going to be going after the intercontinental belt? Like, what is his path going to be? And his world is his oyster. I just don't want him to get lost in the shuffle. That's it.
Yeah, I agree. There's no clear direction for him. We'll know sooner rather than later. But there's he could be just the shiny new toy of the week.
Right.
And that's what I'm afraid of.
Yep.
I really hope they don't lose him in the shuffle. One thing I could have lost in the shuffle was Jay and Jimmy's promo, because that could have been an email. I get it. The Usos are a tag team again. Yeehaw.
I never thought I would say this, and I love the Usos, but what are we doing?
It's a regression for both of them.
Like, what are we doing?
No arguments here. What are we doing? This is just giving them something to do and giving a showcase back to the tag titles.
If this is a brotherhood, why are you still coming out to Yeet and not your OG song? I don't agree with that. I don't like that at all. I think maybe this will turn into how we get to their feud potentially at Mania or SummerSlam or Survivor Series, wherever it happens at. And Jimmy's just so fed up, like, yo, like, I've been looking out for you. I've been trying to keep your head up. I've been trying to keep you, focused on what actually matters. And you give me your ass to kiss, that type of thing. That's the only way this really works for me.
Right.
But I'm like, if this is just them being brothers, they have the belt, they keep the belt and all that stuff, and it's family, 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 this is kind of boring.
Yeah.
Jimmy looked like an idiot.
Yeah, we've done this before. And we're retreading familiar territory with this. So the part that really scared me on Monday, and I think it might have scared you too, was seeing Stephanie Vaquero in a walking boot.
Yeah. So is this a work, or it has to be a work? Okay.
She's legitimately hurt, but they don't expect her to miss much time. So they did the angle of her getting attacked to maybe write her off for a couple of weeks. I don't know.
This is going back. This is going back to this bald man. If she comes out in a boot, but it's not as bad as we think, so it has to be like a light sprain or something, and they just don't want her to work. But when I see boot, I think fracture. I think broken. So I guess it worked in that case there, because then. Who comes out after she?
Raquel Rodriguez came out and beat her down, and worked over that injured ankle.
Great. That was great. 10 out of 10.
Raquel looked like a hoss.
That was 10 out of 10. I enjoyed that a lot. More of that out of Raquel. I want her to get a belt this year as an individual. We know what she can do from her NXT Black and Gold days, so let it happen on the main roster.
Yes, I agree. And then we had Liv versus Lyra. Bayley inadvertently causing Lyra to be distracted. Liv hits her Oblivion for the 1-2-3. Liv's back in action. I'm happy, because I simp for Liv.
I love Liv. I love Lyra. I have no complaints. I kind of already knew Liv was going to win. Didn't think it was going to be via distraction, but is what it is. That's what the Hills do. They pick at a weak spot.
Yeah, and then just also the distraction by Bayley causing Lyra to lose.
Mm-hmm.
I get the sense that could lead to more tension between Lyra and Bayley, leading to maybe Lyra snapping and going heel on Bayley.
And I see this is where they get their Mania match. It'll be a whole 360, WrestleMania 42. Boom! I booked it for you, Paul. You're welcome.
But then we had our main event.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. CM Punk versus the Braun Breaker for the World Heavyweight Championship. I hear you sighing over there.
I wanted the big beefy boy to win. That's all. That's all.
I wanted the best in the world to win, so I got what I wanted.
I just wanted the big beefy boy to win. I wanted him to win so then we can see other feuds leading into Mania. It gives Punk a little break. He can, either he can win a chamber, he can win the Rumble, either way. But I'm not mad that Punk retained. I kind of suspected it, but I'm like, if this is a moment where they want to start 2026 off strong, this would be a really good to be like, hey, we're going to present our young talent. This is our future of the business. We're giving him the belt, and we're going to see what he can run with it up until WrestleMania season.
Well, and to be fair, like honestly, we haven't had a champion born in the '90s on the men's side yet. The world champion born in the '90s on the men's side. We've been relying too much on older talent.
And what the internet was, well, I'm not going to say the internet, but some people on the internet that do what we do were saying that CM Punk looked really gassed. Like, it seems like when him and Braun are in a match, and even some other talents, I think even when Punk had a match with Jay, it's just this miscommunication and stuff that's happening as well, or there's some like type of botching stuff. And I feel like we need to lean away from these older champions, and we need to cultivate and create our younger champions, which I'm hoping from these NXT call-ups can help cultivate. So we shall see.
We shall see, indeed. But it was a great match.
It was.
I was a little scared that Braun broke his neck again.
Yeah, I was scared about that.
When he botched the Frankensteiner, but he to his credit, sprang right back up and did it, and they got the move off. They got the match off. I did like the way Punk was playing mind games. I mean, he had the Michigan trunks.
Mm-hmm.
He had the varsity jacket like his dad, like Braun's dad. The Vision was neutralized by the Luchadors, which, I mean, where's that going? Gives them something to do, I guess.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, okay. I'm like, do what y'all got to do.
But overall, great match. Punk retains. We're on to bigger and better things.
Yep.
I mean, as far as Raw is going, I'm not talking about NXT because holy shit, what a fucking mess. We're getting kicked off of Apple Podcasts for that one. I'm sorry.
NXT New Year's Evil. I did not watch. I seen things online. We spoke about it briefly yesterday a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So what are your thoughts? What occurred on NXT?
This is going to be a rant more than anything.
That's fine. Go ahead.
And it's going to be in the form of about 7 questions and a statement. First, excuse me, whoever booked this show needs a swift kick in the balls. Because, wow, did none of this make sense or what? First off, why did you have Blake Monroe attack Thea Hale to start the show? Blake had a championship match. You have her attack Thea Hale so that the match doesn't happen, and then Ava kicks Blake out of the building, but then Thea still insists on defending the title and having an open challenge. I mean, oh my God, why? Why did you not just have Blake Monroe stay in the building? Is Blake Monroe being called up now too?
Oh,
that's the only thing I can think of that makes sense.
I don't want him to call her up right now. I don't think she's ready. It's not that I don't think Blake is ready quite yet. Let her stay in NXT for 1.5 to 2 years. This is how I felt about Julia. Julia should have stayed in NXT for 1.5 or 2 years.
Yes.
Not yet. Don't do it to Blake yet. But I can see that's probably where they're going with it.
Yep, exactly. Second, why'd you have Ricky Saints calling dibs on Oba if Oba's just going to vacate the title? Third, why did they do Thea so damn dirty? Damn it.
Like, I knew Thea wouldn't have a long reign, and I knew she would lose it at New Year's Evil. I already knew it. I knew that was going to happen. I just didn't know it was going to be like this. But
they made her look like an idiot.
It would have been easier for her to drop it back to Blake than for what happened.
Yeah, because she threw out an open challenge. The roster comes barreling out and then gets cleared off by Tatum wielding a chainsaw. But, Izzy slipped in the back door. And Fourth point. Who the fuck cares about Izzy Dame?
Don't let Braun Breaker hear you.
I don't care. I just don't care about Izzy Dame and her little cult or whatever, the culling, whatever they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling them. And then another point when we're going on call-ups, why are they gunning the NXT roster so hard now? Why not do this after WrestleMania? Why are you messing with HBK's stand and deliver main events?
That's all I have to say.
Sixth point. Why is Tony D'Angelo brooding like he's a dollar store Sting? Should I said Team U Sting, maybe?
Yeah, Stevie. I like that one, Stevie.
Team U Sting. Yes.
Yeah. Team U Sting.
What is this whole gimmick where he just broods like, just the stare down with the belt at the end of the show? It was like, whatever. And seventh, I know we're speed running this right now, but was Shiloh Hill losing his tooth on Ariana Grace not the grossest thing you've seen yet? And I saw a boogeyman eat worms. Thank you.
If you watched LFG, Shiloh can be booked like a Roman Reigns, a Brock Lesnar, a Braun Breaker, and you got him being a comedy act.
Yeah.
Don't piss me off, Shawn Michaels. Don't piss me off.
Yeah, you gotta make better use of toothless aggression.
Like what are we doing? Like, what is happening on NXT? This is not the NXT I love. This is not the NXT I know.
New Year's Evil was rage bait. Total rage bait. Like, what the bleeping bleepity bleep bleep bleep.
Like, I just don't know.
We need a palate cleanser. We need a palate cleanser.
And the palate cleanser is WrestleMania 42 weekend and week events, because WrestleMania is not just exclusive to the weekend. It's a week-long extravaganza that'll be occurring in Las Vegas, Nevada. And a lot of events have been announced recently.
Yes, they have.
The Collective, which is primarily GCW events and stuff, that has been announced April 15th to the 18th. And they have tons of events planned, such as Progress Wrestling, Joey Janela Spring Break, Bloodsport, and so many others. This is going to be held at the Horseshoe. So those tickets are going to be first available to their Patreon subscribers and then to the public on Friday, I believe. So if you are interested in any of those events, go to the Collective on Twitter or X, whatever you prefer, and Instagram as well, and you'll be able to see when those tickets are released, what's going to be available. I've been to plenty of their events in the past during WrestleMania week and non-WrestleMania week, and they're so much fun. Indies are so much fun. It's like with AEW, WWE, everything's a production. TNA, everything's a production. With the indies, you're getting the wrestling, you're getting the beer, you're getting the in the crowd. So if this is something you've always wanted to see, definitely do it if you're going to be in Vegas. There's also the new Initiative Shooting Star Fest. This is occurring April 16th and 17th at 1301 South Main Street in Las Vegas. They'll be having the new Texan Pro Wrestling, West Coast Pro Wrestling, Pride Style, Action Wrestling, and St. Louis Anarchy. Those are all the promotions that will be involved in that. I don't know the specifics. I've never been to those events, but that is something else also occurring during WrestleMania week. What else we got?
So Chris Van Vliet will be having his Insight Live on April 16th at 8 p.m. at Circa, which we don't know who the guest is yet, but I'm sure it's going to be a big name. It usually is on WrestleMania week. I almost went to the Chris Van Vliet podcast last year, but I wound up selling my tickets because everybody wanted to go to TNA Unbreakable. And that was actually a fun show. That was a really fun show. I mean, Sami Callihan and Mance Warner really tore it up. Oh, my God. I mean, we started the U-Sick. I've already said enough F-bombs tonight, but you get the idea.
Yes,
But it was a fun show, and I'm sure that TNA will probably announce a show during WrestleMania week. You know they will. They always do. I mean, especially now with the huge WWE affiliation. they're going to probably have a show during WrestleMania week.
I believe
Now,
so, yeah.
We mentioned the Horseshoe, and WrestleCon has opened up the Horseshoe, the hotel block with the Horseshoe. It's reasonably priced. Bleh. I mean, it's not as cheap as Excalibur. We can't all be that. But that leads me to my next point. If you have not booked your hotel yet, what are you doing? If you're planning to go to WrestleMania, now is the time to get everything set. Get your hotel booked. Get your flights booked. We're in the sweet spot where 28 to 105 days before before you fly. That it's usually recommended to book your flights. You're going to get the best prices now between now and about, I'd say actually no, about 34 days out. So as long as you have your flights booked at the latest by mid-March, like early March-ish, then you're going to be in good shape. I personally have my flights booked and my passport has shipped, so I'm going to Canada before I get to Vegas.
That is exciting because, that leads us into our last thing for today. But you're very excited for your, 2-week-long trip at this rate?
Yes. Yes. Dork's going on an odyssey.
Yeah. And then one final thing has been announced for WrestleMania week. I'll let you take over since I won't be attending this year.
That'll be my first AEW show.
Yes.
AEW Dynasty or Dynasty for those of our listeners in the UK. That's how they say it.
Oh, yes. But no, I was referring to WWE World.
Oh, that's right. Yes. WWE World tickets are going on sale January 16th. There's a pre-sale January 14th for previous WWE World attendees and WrestleMania 42 ticket purchasers. They're really trying to incentivize you to buy tickets now. But a lot of people are going to be waiting until the week of, if not the day of, to buy their WrestleMania 42 tickets. And that's okay. That's their prerogative. But if you attended WWE World last year, you'll be getting an invite to the pre-sale pretty soon.
Yeah, I love that. I won't be This is my first year. I will not be in the hellfire of trying to get a meet and greet, autograph, and nothing. And I feel so relieved. I'm praying for everyone. I really hope it's better organized. I'm really hoping that's what it is overall. I hope the experience overall is better organized, trying to get the star that you want. I hope the prices are reasonable. I don't know what reasonable is these days anymore, but I'm really hoping it is reasonable. And I hope everyone just enjoys, honestly.
I just hope everybody has fun.
Exactly. I just hope everybody has fun.
Yeah, I agree. And I'll just say this much. You're not going to endure the hellfire of booking meet and greets for WrestleMania, but you're still going to Fanatics Fest, right?
No. I'm not going to Fanatics Fest. I feel like I had such a bad experience the first one. I do not want to go back. I think that's why I'm just like, I'm good. I'm okay. I'll catch them when I catch them, but I might. It just depends. But those tickets tend to go like this. They go really fast.
Oh, those meet and greets go real fast.
Yes, they go really fast. So,
and as a clarification, the tickets on sale are going to be the tickets to get you in the door, not the meet and greets. We have not gotten any dates on those yet.
Yeah, the meet and greets will probably be February, March, and it'll probably be February and March for sure. And they may do one the week before people start traveling. Yep. And then they may do a pop-up one as well. So just be on the lookout. I would say subscribe to their X page. Subscribe to their Instagram page as well. If you are in the Discord, I'm sure someone is going to add us, or just like once they see the info. So just be on top of it as much as you can. A lot of people want to see Cody. They want to see Randy. They want to see Taker.
They want to see Rhea.
They want to see Rhea, Liv. So if you want to see any of those stars, just try to be subscribed to their post as soon as they hit it, honestly.
Exactly. And that leads us now into, I mentioned AEW. Mira, you are our AEW expert, or the more well-versed of the two of us.
Yeah, so AEW has some champion updates. We are in 2026. So MJF is our new AEW men's champion. He signed his Casino Gauntlet contract and made the triple threat that was going to be at World's End a 4-way match between Samoa Joe, who was the then champion, Hangman Adam Page and Swerve Strickland. That match was phenomenal in my opinion. Once I seen MJF's interest in all his entrance, in all honesty, I knew he was going to win. I said, yeah, just give him the belt now. It was that type of moment. Willow Nightingale and Harley Cameron are our inaugural AEW Women's Tag Team Champions. That was very heartfelt. They both deserved that moment. Jon Moxley beat Okada in the finals of the Continental Classic to become the new Continental Champion, and in turn showed more of a babyface side of him, which the crowd enjoyed. Yeah, so he won. He had like a speech, and he was just like, he was appreciative for the year and things of that nature. And it was just like, this is for you guys. And his Death Rider buddies was around the ring. Like, they didn't have the same sentiment, but he was very like babyface on the mic. But I think this is going to lead into a lot of things for 2026 with the Death Riders and who's going to lead and things like that. But right now, they're still intact. They're still a faction and all that. Willow Nightingale is now a two belts Nightingale, or two belts Willow, whatever you want to call her. She beat Mercedes Moné to become the new TBS champion on the New Year's Eve episode of Dynamite. She ended a 584-day reign of Mercedes Moné. So that was crazy. It was a great match. I actually watched it back twice just to be like, this made sense. If we're gonna go on this crash out tour for Miss Moné, this honestly makes sense. Which also leads to another title Miss Moné lost. Red Velvet beat Mercedes Moné to become the new ROH Women's World TV Champion.
Whoa. Pump the brakes. She lost 2 belts?
Yeah,
How many does she have now?
I think she's at 9, but they're the smaller promotion belts. So she'll be losing them among the 2026 season, more than likely.
Oh, so crash out time. Okay.
Oh, and Alex Windsor also beat Mercedes Moné for the Red Pro Championship. This was when they were in the UK. So she lost 3 belts.
Stunned.
And she's crashing out, but we'll get there. And Bandito won the Dynamite Diamond Ring, which guarantees him a world title shot. And he'll be facing MJF at AEW, the Dynamite Carnage, which is going to be occurring next week. So those are your new champions in AEW. So that was the AEW championship recap. But Dynamite occurred last night on their January 7th edition. A new member of the Don Callis family.
Wait. Another one? I didn't think it was possible to add members of the Don Callis family.
Yes, it is Jack Doyle, formerly known as Jake Something. And he took out Jet Speed. And it's seeming like they're going to be pairing him with Mark Davis, which to me, in my opinion, that's a good pairing. You can see them in the tag division. They can hold the belts. They can be contenders, things like that. So that makes sense. Opening contest was Shelton Benjamin versus Jon Moxley in an eliminator match. And Shelton was super hard-hitting. They took the match into the crowd. The ref is trying to bring it back in so they're not counted out. Because if Shelton took a count out, like if he did take a count out, that doesn't really help him. So he was trying to get him back into the ring. The fight almost went until the 20-minute time limit. It ended, I think, less than 5 seconds of the match was supposed to end. And Moxley won with a pin. But it was a really good match. Both competitors showed respect for one another. So that was really great to see. Kenny Omega is back in the main title picture. So that'll be interesting. I know he's at the tail. Yeah, like he's at the tail end of his career. You could be seeing him as world champion, or he might have a match, when you're in Vancouver. So this is the time is now, so this is great. But no, he is back in the main title picture. He will be live next week at their Maximum Carnage, I guess, special, you would say.
Okay.
Next, we had a trios match. So it was Jack Perry. It was supposed to be Jet Speed, but they were taken out. So he got the Young Bucks to replace them, and they came
What?
back in their super kick party gimmick attire. They had the music, the entrance. It was very much fun. So they're in their babyface era, and they faced the Demand, which is Ricochet, Bishop Khan, and I think Tower Leone.
Alona.
Yeah, or Tio Leone. I think of like NFT every time I see his name. I'm like, don't mess up his name. But they faced them. The match started off with all the men fighting. Of course, there was a super kick party. Had lots of action-packed moves from all the parties, and Jack Perry and the Young Bucks do pick up the win here. And then there was a post-match beatdown by Mark Davis and Jack Doyle. So I guess they're just trying to display how powerful those two are, honestly. And then Willow Nightingale had a celebration.
Aw.
She's joined by Chris Statlander. She's joined by Harley Quinn. They got confetti. They got cake. Everything is all good in the ring. Renee is out there. She's like asking her how she's feeling, things like that. And she's very just like appreciative, and she knows like the road she had to take, things like that. But then Willow calls out Mercedes. And you see Mercedes, and she's mourning. She's in all white. Okay, she's in all white. She has a veil over her face. And when she gets to the ring, Willow praises Mercedes for all of her 2025 accomplishments. And after that's done, Monet begins to crash out, chat. She crashes out. The segment ends with her having cake on her face. Willow hits a babe with the power bomb right into the cake. And Willow, Chris, and Harley they just continue to celebrate. They leave the ring. What's next for Monet, y'all? And my only thing is she has to lose before she can win again. That's it.
Yeah.
And that's okay. The crowd is not feeling Monet at all, so something is going to have to give in order for her to go over as a babyface. To me, she does better as a heel, but we'll see. We shall see. Next, we had a TNT champ, Briscoe. He had like a little promo. It's to hype up his match with Chihiro, whom he'll be facing on Collision this weekend.
Okay.
Mark Briscoe more than likely will be retaining. If there is a title change, I will be very surprised, but we'll see. In my opinion, this is probably one of the matches of the night besides and Moxley, Bandito, and Sammy Guevara. Now, I'm not the biggest Sammy fan, but he had something to prove. Sammy is one of the AEW originals, and he has not been on AEW in months. So that match to me was crazy. It was flying knees. Tito did his 21 plex. There was cutters, a shooting star press. Sammy's nose was even bleeding or broken or whatever, but he had blood on his nose. Tito does win the match, and MJF comes out and confronts him, basically trying to insult Bandito before their match next week, which backfires ultimately. And Bandito ends up calling MJF a stupid son of a beep and hits him with a 21 plex. So I'm excited for the match. I'm suspecting the outcome will be MJF retains, but it's going to be an entertaining match. Bandito is such an amazing wrestler. The crowd loves him. The world is his oyster in 2026. I'm excited for that. Storm and Marina Shafir. This wasn't my favorite match. I love Tony. I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to build her up and things like that. With Marina, the match had its moments. Daniel Garcia and Wheeler Yuta ringside. You already know BS is going to occur, in all honesty. Shafir uses the big package to win the match. At the end, it's like a post-match like beatdown and all this stuff. The Paragon comes out a little bit. they get beat up. Tina comes out and then she gets, I think, kicked by Shafir and she lands on Tony. I don't know what we're doing here with Tony Storm. I feel like they're at this awkward place with her booking because she doesn't have a belt.
Okay.
Curious to see what 2026 looks like for Tony, but we'll see. And then our main event was a lights out match with Adam Page.
Now,
Mhm.
now, question for those of you and myself who are not familiar with AEW's lights out match. What is a lights out match? Do they literally turn off the lights in the arena?
Yeah, so the lights are out and AEW is not responsible for anything that occurs during this match. That's what it essentially is. So it's like a non-disqualification match. The lights are out and AEW has no responsibility on what happens. Air quotes around that. Yeah. So the match is kind of confusing in my opinion. It's a fun one. It was Heyman, Adam Page, and Swerve Strickland versus the Ops, Hook, and Powerhouse Hobbs. It was an excellent match. It's a way to continue the feud between the four men.
Mm-hmm.
And it was also a good way to show that Adam and Swerve can work together because we know they have that history of, the belt in their past and, Swerve burning, them burning down houses and things like that. And, Hangman. And it's just a lot. So to see them work together is very, very encouraging. And this match had the chair shots. You had cinder block setups. And what I mean by that, it's like they had the cinder blocks basically banded together so they can do moves onto the damn cinder blocks. I said, "Oh."
Ow.
And Powerhouse took he took the biggest bump. So it was like Swerve holding him and Hangman came off the rope. I said, "Oh no, I'm good." And his head hit it, but it was done safely. Like he looked like he was fine, but it just looked real nasty. You had Coffee in the face. Prince Nana threw Coffee in I think Powerhouse's Hobbs face. Like it was a lot going on. But
Sounds like it.
yeah, but Heyman, Adam Page, and Swerve Strickland did win the match. They coming out looking real strong as a tag team, but we know that their eye is on the prize, which is that men's AEW's world title. We really don't know how this is going to end. It was a good episode of the Dynamite, in my opinion. They have some lulls in there. It was a solid episode. It's leading up to their pay-per-view Revolution. That's like their next big pay-per-view in AEW. So that's something to be on the lookout for. But Tony has a lot of time to create these feuds, book appropriately for his, promotion and all that. So I'm very excited for the future of AEW 2026 calendar year. But no.
Yeah, that sounds like an action-packed week of wrestling there for AEW and overall. I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was quite a lot to take in for sure, and I hope nobody's turned off by my crash out on NXT.
No. Wait, we forgot one thing, Dork.
What did we forget?
We had a retirement.
That one?
Not Cena.
Okay.
We know about him. Wait, not Cena. We were there for that. New Japan. Tanahashi has ended his 26-year career as of January 4th, which would be at Wrestle Kingdom against Okada. Okada did beat him. He was sent off beautifully.
Mm-hmm.
He had his rivals come out. It was a very beautiful send-off. I thought I watched it. I finally got around to watching the full thing, and I was like, you know what? This is how it's done. And he just looked really, relieved,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, not like Cena, getting choked out and smiling or relieved, but
we had to go there, huh? We had to go there, huh?
Sorry. I know it's a trigger warning.
No, I thought that was very beautiful. I wanted to acknowledge, Tanahashi has ended his 26-year career. He'll probably
Yeah.
still be in the New Japan scene on the back end and stuff, but it was a very beautiful match. And to see like Jay White come out, Will Ospreay, who else was there? It was a whole bunch of people there. Kenny
Mhm.
was there. Like it was just beautiful, honestly.
Yeah. No, it sounds like it was. I wish I had watched.
That was on really early for us. It was like 2 or 3, 4 a.m. I didn't even get a chance
Yeah.
to watch it live. I watched it after it came on, but no, I thought that was a beautiful send off for him. Me very happy.
Right. When you see a retirement done right, it makes you happy.
Hmm.
You know, I think the perfect retirement angle and send off for me was Ric Flair in 2008. You know, before he decided he wanted to wrestle for TNA.
Ric Flair, he doesn't know what the word retirement means. So, you
No,
can't
he
really
doesn't.
you can't really count him. But I feel like Tanahashi is done. I feel like Cena is legitimately done. I think they're happy with how they ended their careers. But
Yes.
no, that was beautiful. But I think
Yeah,
that
it
was
really
everything.
was.
Yeah, I think that was everything.
That was everything for this week. I think that we've covered, right?
Yeah, I think that was everything between events and Mania and WWE and AEW. Oh
Yeah.
gosh.
Stay tuned next week when we have all kinds of fun stuff to cover as well.
Yep, we'll have the follow-up from SmackDown. We'll have the Raw episode,
And maybe we'll have a few travel tips for Vancouver because somebody wants to track out the Capilano suspension bridge.
Oh, okay, yes. Okay. Tune in next week, y'all.
All right. For my co-host Mira, I am Dork Chop, and this has been Pinfalls and Passports. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.